know what nobody talks about? The exact moment you realize it's over. Not the breakup, not the argument, but that quiet second when you understand the person you valued doesn't value you back. That's the wound, and it cuts deeper than betrayal. Because betrayal at least requires them to see you as important enough to betray. The pain of being disposable to someone who was once your world. This video isn't about getting them back. It's about getting yourself back. Because when someone stops valuing you, 3 things happen. Your reality breaks, your identity shakes, and your future becomes unclear. That's not weakness. That's being human. What separates the men who stay broken from the men who rebuild is simple. One group understands what really happened. The other keeps replaying the same confusion on a loop. The pain you're feeling isn't just about missing her. It's about the version of yourself you became when you were with her. The jokes you made, the plans you built, the future you imagined. All of that died the moment she stopped seeing your worth. And nobody prepared you for that kind of grief. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the universe is change, and life is opinion. What he meant was this: the facts don't hurt you. Your interpretation of the facts does. She stopped valuing you. That's a fact. But the story you're telling yourself about what that means, that's where the real damage lives. You've been telling yourself you weren't enough. That if you had been better, stronger, smarter, she would have stayed. But that's not true. Here's what actually hurts the most. It's not the loss of them. It's the loss of the person you were trying to become for them. You shaped yourself around her needs. You adjusted. You compromised. You bent. And somewhere in all that bending, you forgot what you looked like standing straight. You didn't lose her. You lost yourself trying to keep her. Nietzsche said that which does not kill us makes us stronger. But he also said you must be ready to burn yourself in your own flame. How could you rise anew if you have never first become ashes? Right now, you're in the ashes. It feels like death, but this is also where transformation begins. Think about the last time you felt truly valued by her. Not tolerated, but genuinely valued. If you have to think hard about that answer, you already know the truth. She stopped valuing you a long time ago. You just kept hoping it would change. But Robert Greene teaches us, never appear too eager. The more you chase, the more you lose value. Not because you're worthless, but because scarcity creates desire, and you made yourself abundantly available. You became a guarantee, and we don't value what we're certain we already have. So what now? Epictetus taught that we can't choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond. She stopped valuing you. That's her choice. But the meaning you give it, the action you take next, that's your power. And right now, I need you to reclaim that power. You're checking her social media, hoping she'll realize what she lost. But the hard truth is, she's not thinking about you the way you're thinking about her. And that imbalance is what's killing you. You're giving mental real estate to someone who evicted you without notice. The pain you feel is proportional to the value you placed on her opinion of you. You gave her the power to define your worth, and when she withdrew that validation, you collapsed. Not because you're weak, but because you outsourced your value. That stops. Today, in the next video, we'll break down the exact psychological traps you fell into and how to escape them. For now, subscribe and take that first step. Let's talk about what really happened in your mind when she stopped valuing you. This isn't just emotional pain. This is psychological warfare you've been fighting alone, and nobody gave you the manual. The psychologist Carl Jung discovered something called the shadow. It's the part of yourself you hide from the world, the insecurities, the fears, the doubts. When you're with someone who values you, your shadow stays quiet. But the moment they devalue you, it becomes the loudest voice in your head. It starts whispering, "You're not good enough. You never were. You'll never be." And the dangerous part? You started believing it. Jung said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life. And you will call it fate." Right now, your unconscious is running the show. Every time you check if she viewed your story, that's your unconscious seeking validation. Every time you drive past places you used to go, that's your unconscious trying to resurrect what's dead. You're not moving forward because you're not conscious of what's controlling you. Let me show you the first trap. It's called intermittent reinforcement. B.F. Skinner discovered this. When you reward someone randomly, they become addicted to seeking that reward. She didn't ignore you all the time, did she? She gave you just enough attention to keep you hooked. A text here, a smile there, a moment of affection, followed by days of coldness. Your brain got addicted to those random hits of validation, like a gambler at a slot machine. That hope is what's been destroying you. Here's the second trap. Cognitive dissonance. This is when your beliefs contradict your reality. You believed she loved you. You believed you mattered to her. But her actions said something different. So instead of changing your beliefs to match reality, you changed reality to match your beliefs. You made excuses for her. You justified her behavior. You convinced yourself it was just a phase, and it's kept you stuck. Think about it. When did you stop trusting yourself? There were red flags from the beginning, weren't there? Moments where something fell off. Times when her words didn't match her actions. You ignored your gut because you didn't want to lose her, and in doing that, you lost something more important. You lost yourself. The third trap is the sunk cost fallacy. You've invested so much time, energy, and emotion that walking away feels like admitting it was all wasted. So you keep investing, hoping it will pay off. But knowing when to cut your losses is more valuable than holding on to what's already lost. You're not holding on because she's worth it. You're holding on because you can't accept that your investment led to nothing. But it didn't lead to nothing. It led you here, to this moment, where you finally have a choice. Keep investing in someone who's bankrupt of care, or take everything you've learned and invest it in yourself. She devalued you, that depended, but you reacted by devaluing yourself. You started believing her version of you instead of remembering who you actually are. That reaction is what needs to change. What hurts most is that you don't just lose the person. You lose the future you planned. The inside jokes, the songs, the dreams you built, and you're left holding the weight of a future that will never exist. But if you constructed a reality where your worth depended on her, you can deconstruct it. You can build something better. Right now, a part of you is terrified of being alone, of starting over. Plato said the first and greatest victory is to conquer yourself. You need to conquer that terrified part, not by ignoring it, but by acknowledging it and choosing to act despite it. You need to accept that she stopped valuing you, not because you aren't valuable, but because she wasn't capable of valuing what you offered. There's a huge difference. You're not weak for falling into these traps. You're human. But now that you see them, you have a choice. Stay trapped, or start the work of freeing yourself. You've made it this far. That means something in you is ready to change. Let's keep going. Alright, let's get into the part that changes everything. The framework. This isn't just theory. This is the exact process to take you from broken to rebuilt, from powerless to in control, from being defined by her absence to being defined by your own presence. Pay close attention, because what I'm about to share comes from years of study, pain, and transformation. Step 1. Accept that closure is a myth. You're waiting for her to give you answers, to explain why she stopped valuing you. But real closure doesn't come from her. It comes from you deciding the story is over. You write the final chapter. You close the book. You give yourself permission to move forward without her explanation or apology. That permission is your first act of power. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. She is an outside event. Take your power back today. Step 2. Understand the principle of detachment. Your concern is your healing, your growth, your peace. Her thoughts about you are no longer your concern. Detachment doesn't mean you don't care. It means you care more about your mental freedom than her validation. Practically, every time you think about her, redirect that energy. Don't fight the thought. Just replace it. Feel the urge to text her. Write a page in a journal instead. You're retraining your brain and building new neural pathways. Step 3. Rebuild your identity. Separate from her. Who were you before her? What did you love doing? What dreams did you abandon? Write down the answers. That's your blueprint. You need time alone, real time, to get comfortable with yourself. If you can't be alone with yourself, you'll always be looking for someone else to save you from yourself. Step 4. Implement the philosophy of amor fati, or love of fate. Embrace what happened. This wasn't a punishment, it was a redirection. Her devaluing you was the wake-up call you didn't know you needed. It pushed you toward growth you were resisting and freed you from a situation that was slowly killing your spirit. Love that. Not the pain, but what the pain is making possible. Step 5. Practice strategic silence. Your silence is your strategy. Not to manipulate her, but to protect yourself. Every word you say to her is a leak of power. Go completely silent. This gives you space to heal and removes her access to your energy. You can't heal in the same environment that hurts you. Step 6. Build the integrated self. You've been fractured. Part of you is angry, part wants her back, part is just hurt. Integration means bringing all those parts together under one single decision. I choose me. Every part of you has to agree that you're moving forward. Finally, step 7. Embrace your state of nature. Right now, things might feel brutal and raw. Don't skip this part. Let it strip away everything that wasn't real. From what remains, you build your new life, your new civilization. This feels like an ending, but it's the beginning of self-respect, of boundaries, of refusing to accept less. When you follow this framework, you stop living your life as a response to her. You start living for you. And that's when you evolve past the version of yourself that accepted crumbs. You become a man who knows his worth and refuses to negotiate it. He validates himself. He becomes untouchable. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next part where we'll cover how to maintain this power once you've reclaimed it. Don't forget to subscribe. Here's what nobody tells you about the other side of a breakup. It's not what you expect. You think once the pain stops, you'll go back to who you were before her. But you don't go back. You go forward, into a version of yourself you've never met before. And that version has been waiting for this moment your entire life. The pain you went through wasn't random. It was preparation. It burned away the parts of you that weren't real. The people-pleasing, the self-abandonment, the fear of being alone. All of that had to die so the real you could emerge. And the real you. He doesn't beg. He doesn't chase. He knows his value without needing someone else to confirm it. Let me paint you a picture of your life 6 months from now. If you do the work, you wake up and she's not your first thought. You check your phone, but you're not looking for her name. You make your coffee, and the silence feels like peace, not loneliness. You go to the gym not to show her what she's missing, but because you respect your body. You work on your goals, not to prove anything, but because you have a purpose bigger than any relationship. Your standards become non-negotiable. You notice when someone's words don't match their actions, and you walk away. You notice when someone gives you breadcrumbs, and you stop accepting them. You notice when you're doing all the work in a connection, and you let it die. Not with anger, but with awareness. Pain is the greatest teacher, if you're willing to learn. The relationships you attract are different, because you're different. You attract people who've done their own work. People who value consistency and match your energy without you having to ask for it. You're no longer a man controlled by his emotions, his triggers, or his past. You've taken full responsibility, and that has set you free. Here's the truth you can finally see. She wasn't the villain. She was just someone operating from her own wounds. Hurt people hurt people. You can have compassion for her now, the kind that allows you to release resentment and wish her well from a distance, knowing she'll never have access to you again. But maintaining this power is a daily practice. Every day, you have to choose yourself. Protect your peace. Enforce your boundaries. When someone shows you disrespect, walk away the first time. Not the 5th. The first time. And when you see her again, and you'll feel something strange. Not pain, not anger. True indifference. You'll look at her and wonder why you ever gave her so much power. You won't be curious about her life, because you've filled your own with things that matter more. Your purpose, your peace, your progress. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. She stood in your way, and she became your way to strength, to self-knowledge, to becoming the man you were always meant to be. The pain served its purpose. Now it's time to step into your power and never look back. Thanks for watching.